Welcome to another video. How are you? How are we? Today's topic, I'm going to try and ruffle some feathers, including mine. I am going to tell you some of the ways, some habits that are keeping you broke. You need to leave it in 2025 if you're serious about making changes, saving more money, and being on your way to financial freedom. I am not talking to you alone. Some of these points applies to me. Okay, whenever I'm making video, I'm talking to myself first before you. I am a frugal person, but I have found that some of these points I'm going to make here applies to me. So I am taking lesson 2, and in upcoming videos I will tell you guys what that is. Okay, I have a list. I always make a list because I speak from my heart. I don't script my videos. Number 1 is for us ladies. Okay, me and you, we know this one. We will tell ourselves we're going for window shopping. You go for window shopping. Window shopping is supposed to be you go and you look. You go in the stores and you look and you don't buy anything. Have you kept that promise? How many times have you gone window shopping and you came back with a bunch of things? This one applies to me. I am guilty of that, and it's one of the things that I am changing in this 2026. Instead of telling myself that I'm going window shopping, don't go window shopping. The reason why you're going window shopping is because you're bored. Tell yourself the truth. It's because you're bored. You want to go and do something different. Get out of your house if you're bored. Instead of going to a store or going to a shop, go somewhere else. Go drive around, okay? Go to another city. If you go to drive around, it's not going to cost you as much money as if you go to the store and you end up with big bags. You're coming home with big bags. Don't do window shopping if you don't give yourself a budget. Be realistic. How many times have you gone window shopping and you end up buying something? If you are guilty of it, stop telling yourself it's window shopping. Either you give yourself a budget of how much you're going to spend when you go window shopping, or don't even go at all. Find something else to do. Go to a museum. Go to an amusement park. Go for a walk. There are plenty of things that you can do to release yourself, to ease yourself of that boredom. It's because of boredom. That's why you want to go to the grocery store. That's why you want to go to a department store. And then you end up buying so many things that you don't need. It's a want, not a need. By the time you come back, you'll be regretting. In a day or two, you'll be regretting. If you go and you find something, come back home, stay at least 2 days and see if it's something that you actually need. Then you go back and buy it, okay? Point number 1, telling yourself you're going for window shopping, but you know it's not actually window shopping. Let's stop that. In 2026, it's going to save you a lot of money, okay? That's bad money habits that you need to squash in 2025 and start clean. If you haven't started, it's still not too late. You can start your goal at any time. Don't wait for a particular date to start your goal. Start right now. Number 2 is buying things on credit and telling yourself, I'm going to pay it off before the end of the month. Do you trust yourself with that? If you are not trustworthy, if you don't trust yourself with that, if you have made that promise and you didn't keep it, then it means it's not working. Stop putting it on credit and telling yourself you're going to pay it off. Because when you put it on credit and you don't pay it off within that 30 days, there's interest charges applied to it. That means that you're paying more than you would have paid if you paid out of pocket, if you paid with cash, or if you paid with credit. So that's point number 2. Don't put things on credit when you cannot trust yourself to pay it off within the 30 days that you're supposed to pay it off, so that it doesn't accumulate interest. Over time, that interest piles up, and that's how it becomes out of control for you. So don't do it in 2026. Point number 3 is trying to please the Joneses. These people you're trying to please, they don't even know you. They don't even care. Even if it's people in your neighborhood or your church members or whatever it is, don't please people. They don't care. They don't know. One of the examples that I'm going to give you, you have necessities. For instance, your neighbor or your friend have kids just like you, and their kids are in extracurricular activities, but you know quite all right that you cannot comfortably afford it, but you want to do it just to belong, don't do it. It is good. It will be great idea to put your kids in extracurricular activities. It will be very, very great experience for them. But if you know that that is putting you in a hole, you're taking credit to do these things and then you don't pay it back, don't do it. It's okay for you to tell your kids, I would want you guys to do these things, but at this point, we cannot afford it. But by the grace of God, when things improve, we are going to do something. I'm going to put you guys in extracurricular activities. If you're putting them in a lesson, maybe because they are struggling in their school and you cannot afford it, look for alternative. There are alternatives that you can look into. Instead of putting them in a physical class, you can put them in an online class. Me, that's what I'm doing because I cannot afford some physical class that they have to go in for one-on-one coaching. If you don't have the time to do it yourself, maybe you can use a website. There's tons and tons of websites that helps kids. It means that you yourself, the mom or the parents, you have to put in some time to help them when they are struggling with that. But that's another way that you can be within your budget, cut down your costs, and be on your way to financial freedom. This year, I told you guys that we will be looking for ways to rebuild our savings, our emergency savings, to make more money, and to, in order for you to rebuild your savings, if you have used it up like me, that I've used up my emergency savings, I'm not where I want to be. I am looking for ways to plug my budget, to cut out things that is not necessary. Okay, when I'm flamboyant enough, trust me, I will take on those things that I enjoy, that are just they are good to have, but they are not must have. So those are that's number 3. Another one that is going to cost you, okay, that's point number 4, is not saving enough for emergencies. I'm not even talking about investing. If you have enough to invest, of course, everybody knows that investing is a good way to financial freedom. Good investment is a very, very good way to financial freedom. But I'm talking about saving for emergencies. Saving emergency can come in multiple forms. It can be health emergency. It can be you losing your job and you don't have anything for emergency. Before what financial gurus will tell you, or financial planners, to save between 3 and 6 months of emergency savings. For somebody who went for 10 months without a job, I'm going to tell you that you need to save for at least 1 year, 12 months of emergency savings, based on where we are, the current job market, and how hard it is to find a job, and how long it takes to find something. You need at least 12 months. However, I understand 12 months is a big number. When you put the amount, it's humongous. It can scare you and you can just stop. Start from month 1. Give yourself 3 months. When you reach that 3 months, then you go to 6 months, and then you go to 8 months, and you just keep building it. But break it down month by month and know how much it will take you, or how much it is every month, and how long it's going to take you to build that emergency fund, because you need it. It's better for you to plan for the emergency and don't need it than not have it and then you need it. What are you going to do? You end up taking credit, or in fact, a lot of things can happen. Don't be in that shoe. So if you have not started saving for emergency, start saving now. If you have been procrastinating, stop procrastinating. Leave it in 2025. Start afresh in 2026. So that's point number 4. Point number 5 is when it comes to grocery. For many families, including me, the number 2 most expensive thing that we do in the month, or where we spend in the month, is food. Apart from housing, the next one is food. And one thing that can make your food budget to go so high is not having a meal plan. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It helps you to organize yourself. It helps to reduce your stress, and it helps also your budget. I'm telling you, before you start going grocery shopping, make sure that you already made your meal plan. You know what you're going to buy. You make a list of the things that you need to buy. So when you go to the grocery store, you're not just picking up anything. That thing can cost you. I'm going to tell you that before, I used to spend upward to $1,000 a month on food. And when I was just asking myself, all these things that I'm buying, is it necessary? No, it's not necessary. So I had to replan myself, look at my budget, look at the meal plan, start meal planning, taking it more serious to meal plan. Every single week I meal plan. I buy their snacks, their school snacks, and I go to the grocery store with a list, stick with my list. If there's anything that I buy that is not on that list, is maybe one or two things, and that's it. So I make a list, I make a plan, I make a budget. That way I stay within my budget and I'm not buying so many things outside. I'm going to tell you that I've cut my grocery budget from $1,000 a month down to $650. I give myself a budget of $600 and $650, and that's where I've stayed. I started since October last year, and I have stayed up till now. So if you haven't started doing it, start doing it. You're going to see how much you cut from your food budget. Still talking on the food budget is buy things that are seasonal. If there are things that are not seasonal, you don't need to buy it. Like, for instance, when it comes to fruit, now is winter season. Fresh fruit and vegetable are so expensive. If I keep buying fruit every month, I am going to run out of my budget. I will. So instead, I still need to buy fruit and vegetable. What I do mostly now is to buy frozen vegetables. So we drink a lot of smoothies now in this house. During the summertime, instead of buying frozen vegetable, frozen fruit, I will buy fresh fruit, cut it up and freeze it myself. I find it to be more cost effective. But during the winter time, I buy frozen fruit because it's more cost effective to buy it that way. But we are still getting our fruits, we're still getting our vegetable without breaking the bank. So look into that, okay? Meal planning and making a budget and buying things that are seasonal and things that are local. All right, so I have those 5 points for you. Did you grab anything from it? Leave me your comment in the comment section. I want to know, what is it that you're doing different this year, 2026, to stay within your budget and to save more. If there's a point that you have that I haven't mentioned here, please leave it in the comment section. One thing I'm going to beg you for is I want you to subscribe to my channel. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. It is free to subscribe. Don't you like this beautiful face? Don't you like this beautiful face? I am trying to grow my audience. I am trying to not grow my audience. I am trying to connect and create a community, a thriving community. So I want you to be a member of this community by subscribing, by turning on your post notification so that anytime I post, YouTube will notify you, so you'll be the first to watch and leave me a first comment. Okay, I love you so much. Remain safe. I know it is so cold here in Canada. I am deviating. I love to deviate. It is cold, it's wintry, it is snowing, it's been snowing for a long time. But I hope you stay safe, you stay warm wherever you are until I come your way the next time. I am still your girl, Joy, in the building.